Here we are with the second part of season number 5 in the Crystal Palace career mode. This is of course our team, and it is just a world-class team filled with quality players all over the pitch, such as Pulisic, Esse, Gueye, Hall, Wharton. So yeah, even the bench has some quality players: Lacroix, Wan-Bissaka, Doucouré, Mateta, Diao, Rig, Dest, Jurasek. So the team, it is nothing to say about that. Yes, we have a lot of money. However, I don't feel like we need to spend any of it because the team is honestly almost perfect. We are finding ourselves third in the Premier League behind Man City and Arsenal with just a couple of points, and we have a big gap to Liverpool, who are in 4th place. We won, of course, the Community Shield, beating Spurs 2-0. The FA Cup is yet to start properly for us. However, we got Chelsea in the 3rd round, which is very difficult. The Carabao Cup, we are of course still in that as well, taking on Bournemouth in the semi-finals. And the Champions League, which is the main focus and the main goal in this season. We are 7th in the league phase with 2 games left to go. And we are just getting straight into the games with the first leg of the Carabao Cup against Bournemouth, and we win 3-2. Another cup game is now happening, this time at home against Chelsea, and we win 3-2 once again. And the difficult games don't stop. We have now Liverpool in the league and we lose 3-1. Leeds in the Premier League away from home and we win 4-1. Napoli at home in the Champions League. Can we pick up 3 points? Yes, we can. And Nottingham Forest now in the league and we win 3-1. And the last league phase Champions League game, it is against Olympiacos and we win 4-1. And with those 2 last victories against Napoli and Olympiacos, we are finding ourselves 2nd place in the league phase. So we are easily through to the round of 16. We of course are yet to know our opponents because of the playoffs. But yeah, hopefully we can get an easy opponent. Can we beat Brentford at home in the Premier League? Yes, we can. And are we through to the final of the Carabao Cup or not? Yes, we are 4-3 on aggregate. Derby County up next in the FA Cup. Surely it is a win. Yes, easily 4-0. And in the Carabao Cup final, we will take on Man City. And I will actually not play this game because we won the Carabao Cup earlier this year. We have a lot of other exciting games to play in the Champions League. So this one will just be simulated. However, it's still some time until we will play that game. And we also got Tottenham away from home in the FA Cup 5th round. So first Chelsea, then an easy game against Derby, but then another difficult one against Spurs. But next up, it is a game in the league against Chelsea away from home, and Chelsea take all 3 points. West Ham comes to Selhurst Park up next, and the game ends 3-2 to Crystal Palace. Man City at the Etihad ends with a 3-1 win to us. And the difficult game I was talking about against Spurs in the FA Cup, and it is 2-2, which means it went to penalties. And we won the penalty shootout, and we can see we will take on Club Brugge in the round of 16, and that, I got to say, it's definitely the easiest opponents. The only weak opponents on paper are Stuttgart and Real Betis, who we of course lost to earlier in the season. But yeah, Club Brugge in the round of 16, we will definitely take that. And can we have a comfortable game at Selhurst Park, with the first game being against Club Brugge away from home? Win this and we should easily go through. If we don't win this, it will be some panic in the home game. However, let's see if we can win it. We win it 2-0 with a brace from Esse. So we now have 1 foot in the Champions League quarterfinals. But up next, it is a game against Fulham. I feel like we play them all the time and we win 2-0. And we will surely not lose by 2 or more goals against Club Brugge. And I see Gueye is tired, so Lacroix will take his place in the starting 11 for today's game. But yeah, surely we will just absolutely smash Club Brugge in the second leg, and we do so 3-0. Lang scoring a brace, Sasha Bowie scoring, and Leeburn burnt a penalty for Club Brugge as well. So 5-0 on aggregate, and we are into the quarterfinals. And now the difficult games start in the Champions League. We are yet to see all the games, but we can see we will take on Atletico Madrid. But up next is the Carabao Cup final against Man City, and we can make it 2 out of possible 2. We of course won the Community Shield against Tottenham earlier this season. Can we win the League Cup for a second time with Crystal Palace? We can. and it's a goal from Pulisic. Gueye is injured, which is not good, but Grealish equalizing pretty late in the game. However, in the 83rd minute, Noah Lang scored the winner, and we are Carabao Cup winners for the second time. And it is absolutely beautiful. Another trophy won with Crystal Palace. And we've got an easy opponent in the FA Cup 6th round, and we barely win, just 2-1. Arsenal in the Premier League, which is a big game for the title, I do believe, and it is a 1-1 draw. Newcastle away from home, and we lose 2-1. And in the Premier League we are still 3rd, however Arsenal are going far from us. We are now 8 points behind them, 2 points behind City, so it's looking like we have to accept that the title are going to a different team in London, unfortunately. But what we of course care about is the Champions League. Dortmund is playing against Napoli, PSG against Real Betis, Sociedad against RB Leipzig, and we take on Atletico Madrid. And looking at this, there are no Real Madrid, there are no Barcelona, no Arsenal, no Man City. The two most difficult opponents are PSG and Atletico Madrid, and we take on one of them in the quarterfinals. So this could almost be like a final for us. And we will simulate the first game against Atletico Madrid, which is at Selhurst Park, and Gueye is injured for the game, so he will just not take part of this game. However, can we take a good first leg to Atletico Madrid and Spain? And let's see, the game ends 2-1, and all we have to do against Atletico Madrid away from home is to avoid defeat. Julian Alvarez scored after 10 minutes for them, Ekitike scoring straight away, and Lang once again with the winner. But before we go to Spain, we have a home game against Man United, and it is a 1-1 draw. And the task is easy here at Estadio Metropolitano. It is to avoid defeat. We can draw, but as long as we don't lose, we are through to the Champions League semi-finals. And as long as we don't concede straight away, I think we should be comfortable. But Anthony Elanga just needs 3 minutes for Atletico Madrid to score. And now we are panicking. It's taken them 3 minutes and the game is 2-2 again. It's basically 0-0. So now we need to win from now on. And that was not the ideal start we were hoping for. And we can see we are just giving them the ball straight away. And surely not. They will not score 2. No, thankfully Gundosi stops it. Maybe we can counter them now. Esse, use your pace, use your strength. Tries to find Lang, but finds Ekitike instead, who tries the shot. But yeah, straight at Romero. We need to get into the game right now. Ben White stops Torre right there, and that is good defending from our summer signing. Christian Pulisic, Ebreche Esse, Hugo Ekitike. What can you do? Pulisic makes the run. He is of course one of the fastest players in the game right now. Hugo Ekitike, he shoots and he scores, and Crystal Palace are once again leading the quarterfinals against Atletico Madrid, and we now need to just stay strong defensively, don't concede any stupid goals, especially not straight away. Anthony Elanga, Kustulas, do not let him shoot, do not let him shoot, do not let him shoot. Gueye with a panic tackle, Julian Alvarez, and he hits the post. Julian Alvarez just inches away from sending Atletico Madrid in the lead at the Estadio Metropolitano, and that could see us struggling once again. However, thankfully we are still leading on aggregate. We go up the other end, Christian Pulisic shoot, and he scores. We are more clinical in front of goal. Christian Pulisic knows how to find the back of the net. It's Crystal Palace 4, Atletico Madrid 2. And we are once again winning the ball, and it's Ben White this time, finds Pulisic. And we are now just staying strong on our counters. However, we don't manage to get anything from this one. But yeah, our plan is clear. Defend and just go on counter-attacks. And we can have one last attack in the first half. It is Esse who will try the long shot. Eberici Esse! And he hits the crossbar. And we are now just inches away from scoring a wonder goal in Spain. Pulisic down the right. Doing some skills. Wonderful skill. Get past one. He finds Adam Worthen. Adam Worthen does a fake shot. Finds Lang. Noah Lang, can he make it 3? He cannot. He still got it though. Tries another shot. It's blocked. Adam Wharton this time finds Ekitike. He shoots. He can't get it on target because of Conor Gallagher, the former Crystal Palace player. Costolas, Julian Alvarez finds Elanga. Was already scored one. Is he looking for the brace? He is, but Dean Henderson is also coming up with saves at important times in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And look just how dangerous we are on the counter-attack. Esse, Lang, Noah Lang. He shoots, he scores. It's 3-1 on the day. 5-2 on aggregate. But Costolas are looking to answer straight back. Gueye tackles him. Dean Henderson is also on the show. He's just having fun with Atletico Madrid right now. Our number 1. Still keeping the ball. Conor Gallagher. Is he the man who is trying to do something against it? He is. He could get an assist, but Costolas misses the target. And we are now basically in the semifinals. I know it's far from game done, but we are leading with 3 goals. If we concede 3, I'll just give up this save. Pulisic down the right. Hugo Ekitike. He shoots. Ramiro saves. And we almost got another one here in Spain. And that is game over in Spain. We have won against Atletico Madrid. We are through to the semifinals after beating them 5-2 over 2 games. And we will take on Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League semifinals. It is PSG against RB Leipzig in the other semifinal. So if we win against Borussia Dortmund, we will most likely take on PSG. However, RB Leipzig, if they have kept most of their players, are far from an easy opponent, them as well. And do we have any chances of winning the Premier League? I would say not really, no, because we are 10 points behind Arsenal with just 7 games left to go. We have drawn way too many games. We are scoring a lot, however, our defense have conceded a couple of too many goals as well. And in the semi-final of the FA Cup, we will take on Preston North End. And if we win against them, which I hope we will take on the final against Everton and Arsenal. But first up, it is a game against Southampton in the Premier League. Surely we will win this one. Yes, we do 4-1. Bournemouth up next, away from home. We win 3-2. And the semi-final in the FA Cup, it is against Preston. Are we through to the final? We are 2-1 win. And we once again have the first leg at home. And in the semi-final of the Champions League, it's of course, as you know, against Borussia Dortmund. Can we take with us a good first leg? We have to. It is at Sellers Park. We know how difficult it will be in Dortmund. So let's see if we can win. It is a 2-2 draw. And Adam Wharton getting sent off. What is he doing out there? That is not ideal. So we will have to play against Dortmund in the semi-finals. We must win there. If that is on penalties or whatever. However, we need to win the game in total. And that is also without Adam Wharton. But before that, we got an away game against Sheffield United, which we lose 2-0. So here we have it. We must win against Borussia Dortmund away from home. It will be difficult, but we have the squad and we have the team that can do it. However, having no Adam Wharton, it is a big loss for us, but we know the task. We must win. Come on, boys. We are on the attack here. The first proper attack of the game. Hugo Ekitike against Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck gets past. I expected more from Ekitike here. He gets the shot out, but Kobel saves it. Bowie wins it to Christian Pulisic, to Corey, who have to play today, of course, because of Adam Wharton's suspension. So it's a big task for him to get into the starting 11 once again. Brandt loses it to Marcos Leonard, who shoots and he scores. And that is... Oh, captain. I think that was Gueye who lost the ball, and Dortmund are in the lead. This is not what we need from our captain in the Champions League semi-final. Bowie is turning on the defensive skills. Thankfully, someone are awake in our back line. And we now can turn on the counter-attack. Pulisic to Hugo Ekitike, the former Bundesliga player. And he's just so slow today. You can't lose. You just cannot be that slow. And Højlund and our Dortmund going to make it to Gueye. Thankfully blocks it this time. And we are just still 1 goal behind. However, it is not good enough because we have to win here in Germany, and this time Ekitike, you can't let Schlotterbeck take you this time as well. Ekitike is having a stinker of a lifetime so far. And SA finds the space behind. SA still got it somehow. Ekitike. And Ekitike, what are you doing this game? And you know what? This performance in the first half have been absolutely unacceptable. We will put Lang up front and Diao on the left wing. I'm sorry, Mateta, but I'm just not trusting you with that 80 pace, considering Ekitike has 90 and is just getting destroyed by Slotterbeck. Noah Lang, show what you can do up front. And let's see if it was a mistake or not to take off Ekitike. I think at least whoever comes on can't do anything worse than what he did. And Noah Lang just starts off absolutely horrible. Høylund, he tries to get the shot off, and it's a difficult save for Henderson to make, as I think it took a deflection of Gueye or Ben White. We can now go on the counter-attack. Pulisic. And who is that on the other side? It is Diao. And no one will catch him, surely. Diao, our super sub. Diao! And Coble saves it. We just can't score today. But this time maybe Noah Lang, Coble with another save. Are we trying a funny corner tactic here? Christian Pulisic gets into the box. Christian Pulisic against his former side. And if there is a player to step up, it is the former Dortmund player, Christian Pulisic. And he is, in my opinion, our best attacking player by far when we are playing the games. And Dortmund are just giving Noah Lang the ball there. And what can Noah Lang do, who is playing as a striker today? He can not do anything. And I actually think that's Noah Lang done for today. Let's bring on a proper striker again in Jean-Philippe Mateta. And Bowie is not letting Rafinha getting past him. And Rafinha is just doing some skill moves just out of the pitch. To Christian Pulisic and Mateta. Can he find himself in the middle? He can. Jean-Philippe Mateta! He gets in. I think I said I didn't want to use him because I didn't trust him in the during the pause in the first half and second half. However, he gets on the pitch right now and he can score a potential winner in the Champions League semi-final to send Crystal Palace into the final. They still got it. They still got a chance. Julian Brandt tries the shot. It's blocked. Adeyemi. Nicolas Soulé. What can he do? The captain of Dortmund back to Adeyemi. He finds... And that is a goal. We've conceded in the 91st minute. And it's going into extra time. We were just seconds away from going through to the final in the Champions League. And we are now on the attack. We find SA. I need to see some movement from the left. Diao does. Can he find Mateta in the middle? He cannot. Soulé is there first. And Dortmund are on the attack right now. Leonard Gueye thankfully gets it away, but it isn't far enough away. It is Rafinha who gets it. Dortmund are still on the attack. Julian Brandt to Adam Henderson with a crucial save. But it does a cutback. SA. A bridge SA. And the shot is wide blocked by Schlotterbeck. And our last chance now today before it will eventually turn into penalties. Christian Pulisic. Fake shot. Tries the weak foot. Christian Pulisic does it against his former side. With the last kick of the game, he sends Crystal Palace into the Champions League final. And that is game over in Germany. Borussia Dortmund are out. Crystal Palace are going to the final. And we will of course take on PSG in the final, who won on penalties against RB Leipzig. But first we got an FA Cup against Arsenal to hopefully win. We got a few Premier League games, but we have no chance of winning that. So it's all about just trying to finish second at last. But yeah, we are finally in the Champions League final after a dramatic game against Borussia Dortmund. And it will be nice to build up some good form going into the final. And it starts with a 2-1 loss to Aston Villa. However, hopefully we can win against Wolverhampton. It's a 0-0 draw. But the FA Cup final against Arsenal. Arsenal have of course won it the most time. Can we win the FA Cup for the third time during this save? We cannot. Kamavinga scores after 8 minutes. And that is the only goal in the game. And Arsenal wins the FA Cup with 1-0. With a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. So congratulations to them. Unfortunate that we didn't win it. However, we won it twice already, so the focus wasn't there. But it would have been nice to the FA Cup as well. And potentially the last derby against Brighton, as if we win the Champions League we will of course end the save and we win 3-1. And the last league game and last game before the Champions League final against Burnley, and we win 2-1. And next up it is the final against PSG, but let's see where we ended in the Premier League. We finished second place, 8 points behind Arsenal. I will actually take it because we won it last season, so it's always difficult to win back-to-back Premier League titles. So staying that high up the table is very good. We of course won the Community Shield. We lost in the FA Cup final. We won the Carabao Cup, beating Man City 2-1 in the final. And we are now of course in the Champions League final after finishing second in the league phase. We won 5-0 against Club Brugge in the round of 16. In the quarterfinals we won 5-2 against Atletico Madrid. In the semifinals we of course scored in the last minute against Borussia Dortmund in extra time to send us to the Champions League final against PSG. And Noah Lang has scored 39 goals, getting 10 assists. Pulisic 26 goals, 21 assists. Ekitike has had a alright season, however he isn't playing as much as I'm hoping, so Mateta is stealing some of his minutes. But 22 goals and 6 assists from Ekitike. SA 21 goals, 11 assists. Mateta scored 8. Gunduzi 12 goal contributions. Worthen with 16. And then Lewis Hall actually getting 10 assists from left back, which is very good from him. And this is of course the Crystal Palace team, and we can start with the starting 11. Dean Henderson is 87 rated, Sasha Bowie 86, Ben White, who is signed last summer, 86 rated, partnering Mark Guay, who is 87, and we of course got Lacroix on the bench and now 86 as well. Should we start Ben White or should we start Lacroix? I will actually start Lacroix because he's a real life Crystal Palace player, with of course club captain Mark Guay, Lewis Hall on left back 87 rated, Adam Worthen 91, Matteo Gunduzi 89, SA 91, Christian Pulisic 92, Ekitike 91, Noah Lang 91, and we got quality players on the bench as well. Serginho Dest 84, Ben White 86, Fambisako of course returned to the club 81, Doucouré 84, Rig 82, Diao 85, Jurasek has been here since the start, we signed him in the first window of course, 78, Jean-Philippe Mateta 84. It's potentially the last game of this Crystal Palace save, so let's win the Champions League. They are going straight up in the attack here. Mark Guay showing Kvaratskhelia, who is the boss already, and that is a very good start to the game by our captain. Ekitike, who is of course a former PSG player, he didn't succeed there, and Marquinhos with an absolutely horrible tackle, and he should be off after 6 minutes. Come on, show him the red card, show him the red card. And Marquinhos, PSG's captain, are sent off after 6 minutes into the Champions League final, and he has absolutely lost his head. PSG are not giving up despite being one man down, and Henderson is forced to make a good save early on. However, it seems like they don't have a right back, or is it just Hakimi that has pushed very far up the pitch? I do think it was that, because Noah Lang had so much open space down that right hand side. However, maybe he can find Pulisic. Noah Lang finds Christian Pulisic, who shoots. Karneshki saves it twice. To Noah Lang. Can he find the former PSG player Hugo Ekitike? He does! And he sends Crystal Palace into the lead. And he is not showing any respect. He was disrespected by PSG. He's got his career back on track, and he scores against them in the Champions League final. He makes no mistakes. A wonderful pass by Worthen to Noah Lang with a first time cross to Ekitike, who just fires it home. Crystal Palace are beating PSG in the final as of now. PSG are looking to respond straight away. Hakimi, who is now far up the pitch, loses the ball to Hall, and when their right back is that high up, there is room behind them, especially for Noah Lang, and he uses his strength, he's using pace. Can he find Ekitike once again? He does, and Ekitike scores, and it's almost a copy of the first goal, and PSG are in deep trouble, mostly thanks to their club captain Marquinhos, who got sent off straight away in the final. But they are not giving up PSG, they still have quality players all over the pitch, and they get a lucky goal, and it's Hugo Bueno of all people. And they respond straight away. It is Gueye who actually gets the assist, trying to tackle Kvaratskhelia. However, PSG are back and it looks like it won't be such of an easy game as we hoped for when we saw it was 2-0 after 35 minutes. João Neves, PSG are not giving up and they are actually the much better side now. We are just looking to defend, but we cannot be too comfortable, for if they score 1 goal they are back in it. So decided away. He does some skills, he gets past everyone, but Hall stops him. And now we can counter, Eberiche Esse. Pulisic, can you make the run? Not really, but Noah Lang is making the run. He does, he gets the ball. Noah Lang gets past the goalkeeper and it's 3-1 to Crystal Palace, and Noah Lang has potentially finished the game off with a great goal. Lang with a great ball to Christian Pulisic, and Hugo Ekitike is in the box. Can the ball find him? No. Karneski is easily reading that and we can't make it 4. And Marco Asensio, he somehow still got pace. Asensio, we know he's got a really good left foot. He gets past Bowie. He finds McAllister. Can they get the shot of PSG? We are trying to block any potential shots. McAllister still keeping the ball. We can't take it away from him. Marco Asensio scores and PSG are back in it. It's 3-2 and it will be very dramatic last few minutes. And we are just keeping the ball in the team. The most dangerous thing that can happen right now is that the PSG team are getting the ball. However, that should be game done. We got one last attack just for the fun. Esse still got it. Does a rainbow flick here. Esse. Karneski with a big save. However, that is game done. Surely, Crystal Palace are winners of the Champions League. And that is actually the end of the Crystal Palace career mode as well. We went 5 seasons, 10 episodes. We won multiple League Cups. We won 2 League Cups, I do believe, 2 FA Cups, 1 Community Shield, 1 Premier League, and also, to add to that, 1 Champions League. And I've enjoyed this save very much, and hopefully you have done so as well. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing my FC25 career mode content, and I'll talk to you guys next time. And the next save is starting in a couple of days and it is on a big team, so see you then.